Everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do the last issue of Minor Threats from Dark Horse Comics, and these are all the people that work on that. So I enjoyed the series a lot. There are some things that I didn't like, but those are minor, complaints. And I must say, this surprised me a lot. And yeah, let's find out. So, small recap. You can probably read it here, what this is all about, if you can pause the video. But let's say Stickman has caught our heroes. There's a traitor in the midst. And now he is gonna... Well, we're gonna have a flashback first, right? So this is this pigeon man. And he says, I remember the exact moment that I get old. Not talking gray hairs or sciatica flare up. Or the new music I just don't get. I'm talking about the moment when the ground beneath you crumbles away, when you stop dreaming about tomorrow and start fearing for the future, right? So yeah, Stickman has all these people here, and he's planting bombs in them. And Stickman basically explains his motivation and why he all did it, right? Because he killed the sidekick of the Batman character called the Insomniac, right? So he says, well, basically returning to the simpler times, and because it was all getting too complicated for him too, Stickman decided he was going to cut the fat. So the first thing he cut was the sidekick's throat. The whole child endangerment things raised too many questions for him. Next, the ever-expanding rogues gallery had to go. Said he took monogamy, very seriously. By the time my knee pain crept up my hip, he got into all our parts in all of this, right? So he says, hey, I'm going to plant some bombs in you because I have a job, right? So what is the job? Well, he's going to explain it. He says, now I know you had your heart set on leapfrogging the social order of things. Killing me, collecting the bounty, proving something. But even the children with big dreams need supervision, so I'm sending along a chaperone. The only one smart enough to betray you all. I'm sure you figure it out. So he's going to his apparatus, his computer, and he's gonna listen to their conversation because they have bombs with them. And this guy is called, Sideswipe. He's opening a door, and Frankie says, hey, where the hell are you sending us? To make Insomniac fun again. So he sent him to the Batcave, which is now the Dream Cavern. And he says, I'm going to do that by breaking all his toys. And it looks good, right? So yeah, this is the Insomniac's versions of the Batcave. And so Frankie here says... son of a bitch sent us right into the belly of the beast. And this guy says, always wanted to steal this thing. This is a suicide mission. Not for everyone. One of us threw us with Stickman, which means one of us is walking out here alive. But before I die, I want to know the number, how much. And she basically accusing, the group and calling them out from, hey, who are you? And right? And why did you do this? And she's calling out the snake guy, and because he was a stick boy once, and so he's the obvious choice, and he says, no, I didn't do it, right? And then and also accusing playtime here. Well, Frankie, he says it was her idea, confesses all we needed to punch above our weight class, and here we are, right? And this guy is calling out scalpel. So they are, like I said, accusing each other, and they are going at each other's throats and calling their names and all that stuff. But Stickman is just cannot see. They're just listening in. And he says, no, they're all killing each other. This doesn't work if no one's there to set the explosive. It's a simple plan. And so he says, Sideswipe, hey, open the door now. And he says, well, I need to recharge. So he does that. And so our heroes are supposedly dead, right? And then some kind of, defense system comes in form of a robot. He attacks this doorway guy, Sideswipe, and he says, hey, get off of me. If I don't concentrate, the portal will close. And that's exactly what's happened. He's dead. And so Stickman says, well, this is horrifying. I never had a death this deliciously ironic. So he plays with the corpse while all his organs is falling out. And he says, got any mojo left, Swipey? Alakazam. Worth a shot. So here I am. So here I must be. Now tell me, how are you still alive? And why aren't I being shot with brain splatter? And, he's clicking this button because, well, they have brain bombs, right? And she says, magic, motherfucker. And she explains what the... Never thought use my gift to work smaller. But my nano soldiers quickly disarm your bombs. Okay, I think this is plot armor. This is bullshit, right? Her toys are her weapons, right? But you having 90 teeny tiny nano toys to do your work, that's convenient, right? Do you have it somewhere in your pocket, hide away for this particular? Why do you have microscopic robots? So that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that is stupid plot armor. So Brain Guy here says, hey, I'm going to tell it how it is because he likes to get in a spotlight, right? That's his thing. He wants to be recognized as the smartest villain of all. And he says, well, it was all a ruse, and we used puffer fish to slowing out our heartbeats, and therefore we are faking our deaths, and also that it was a lie that there is a traitor among us, and because it's a psyop, right? And he says, well, you talk too much. And he says, sorry, I really wanted to meet your throat. Impressive. Got every detail just right, except the last part. Well, the reveal is not a big, how do you say, surprise, because I had to figure it out from the beginning of this book. I mean, yeah, come on, right? So yeah, it's the pigeon guy. So she says, you think this is a smart move? I've run out of smart move years ago. It's not fair, he says. The way this life can be done with you before you're done with it. From the table over there, sir. So everybody is now congratulating him because he's, one of the first villains, right? And they have respect for him. The older you get, the more people tell you to take stock in your accomplishments. But what good is the past when you keep waking up in the present? What do you do when the world shuts you out? So Stickman comes and he says, the last of those boys told me this was some kind of initiation right before I separated his jaw from his body. Hello, Mr. Pigeon. I'm the ghost of Christmas yet to come. And he says, I thought this life had passed me by, but Stickman's changing things. It's the new world. And I'll be standing up straight for once. Save it. All the talk, the code, the good old days, just bullshit. Said it yourself, the good old days died long time ago, and I ain't going out with them. Don't complicate this emotions. I have some fun. Hey, let's set the bombs. You said it would be fast. They wouldn't suffer. But that statement goes crazy and is whacking all them with the hammer. That was before my hammer got all curious. I want to know if playtime is stuffed with toys like a piñata. To be honest, I sort of know it. Wanted to know it myself. And he says, well, not her. I don't care about the others, but not her. And so the snake guy comes in and he punches this pigeon guy away, right? And so Stickman says, you don't seem to understand. None of this matters. And I didn't know how strong but he's some kind of agile, pretty good with, weapons and martial combat or something, right? So Pigeon Man says, the job was always something more to me. I came from nothing, had no one, but I put the mask on and I was somebody. That was the code. That was the code was all about. And we were street trash, vermin, criminals. And then this is happening. But together we were thick as thieves and larger than life. And I give anything to live that one more day. So yeah, he's come around and he crushing, Insomniac's car into Stickman, and Stickman is probably toast. But then this is happening. Just one last song for an old con. So I think he's dead, right? And then he jumps up immediately. I was going to make it simple again. And then he's got a hammer to his brain. And Frankie says, your hammer says, shut the fuck up. But then, it's not over. It's not over, guys. She says, come on, get up. We got to find a way out of here. I'll fix things. I'll build something, please. Uh-oh. Insomniac's here. And he is not too pleased. So he says, no, you stole it. This was mine and you took it from me. Yeah, he wants to have revenge on Stickman because he's killed his sidekick, right? So, and it seems Frankie and the rest are still villains to him. He's going nuts. And he says, I've given all of you so many chances. Always try to rise above. But all the world wants to do is pull me down. Fine, here I am. Let's go all the way to the bottom. So yeah, this is probably the part when Batman would let it all go and go all out on his villains, right? Going crazy. But he's getting stopped by Snake Guy. But he says, this is for Diego Salas. That name means nothing to me. And you mean even less. And he snaps his neck. So Diego is probably his boyfriend that was killed probably by Insomniac. And yeah, like I said, he's taking no prisoners, right? So this ridiculous trophy room. Tommy, Kid Dusk always accused me of being too nostalgic. Said I hated change, held on too much. So this is me letting go. I guess the Stickman was right. The old days are over. Yeah, the old ways work just fine. And so she pulls out her mama's gun because, well, later. And, oh no. Whoa, I didn't see this coming at all, man. I'm having fun. Yeah. Insomniac's gone, and the next day, the news report that, the body of the greatest hero in the Insomniac was recovered today in the wreckage of the one secretive base beneath the historic Twilight Observatory, right? And also found the scene was the body of the Stickman, Kid Dust murderer, and Insomniac's terrorist arch nemesis. Police arrived after the explosions and apprehended Ernest Thornbury, also known as the Brain Tease, who's claiming sole responsibility for the deaths. And he says, hey, who else but Brain Tease, the most brilliant criminal mind in Twilight City, could defeat both its finest hero and villain, right? And so yeah, and then Frankie's mother wakes up and she's got her I don't know, her punch a toy, I don't know, punch a gun back, and she's now all happy because that's the only thing that she wanted from Frankie. So Frankie visits Pigeon Man in the hospital, and he says, hey, the continuum should be, the continuum and I came to an understanding. So the continuum is basically Justice League, right? The world keeps on believing their beloved hero didn't die a murdering shitbag, and the soups stay clear of Redport. So we ain't no we anymore. Don't kill me, please. Kill you? Nah. Shred your map, Pete. Twilight no longer exists for you. Exiled? Don't do this to me. Not me. I'm not doing anything. This is the code. Just like you taught me. So yeah, he can never be great again. He is now scorned by everyone. So yeah, tragic ending, but deserved. Because he's a traitor. And we don't deal with traitors like this. So, and also Frankie meeting up with a girl again, and she's probably just as smart as a mother, because now she also creating toys. There was a school project, and people are in panic, right? So that's nice. But then we go to the bar, that she's working. I believe she's now the owner, or maybe she's working there. And all these villains are looking at her. And also some memorabilia of Snake Guy that's been killed, And so she's going to the room and she says, this is him? Yeah. You all fucked. You hear me? The continue are? Not gonna do shit. Not the people who work for me. Yeah? And who the fuck are you? Me. I'm the bad bitch who ruins Redport. Now you're going to spread a message to all the soups out there that think we are afraid, that we're giving up. Every Cape sidekick and wannabe's gonna listen to what I have to say. Okay. What's the message? You are. So she's killing him, and that's the end of the book. I mean, there's a lot. This book throws me a lot of surprises, man. In the end, I like this a lot. So I didn't expect this at all. I thought, you know what, Patton Oswalt. I still think he has no involvement in this. Maybe very small. I believe the rest of this team did all the work, but that's just me. But man, this is a fun comic, man. Frankie, he was insecure, didn't want to get involved in all this, you know, rise above herself, and what's the word? What people always say in modern comics, subvert expectations. Well, this is it. It was subverting my expectations, and I have great fun with it. So yeah, these minor threats, these minor villains are, making names, taking names, or something like that, and I think it's great. I hope there's going to be another book, continuing this, but if not, that's okay too, because this is a great ending. And yeah, this is classic super villain stuff instead of superheroes. I like it a lot, man. So, guys, let me know what you think about this. Leave a comment below, subscribe to my channel, all that YouTube jazz. See you next time. Bye bye.